Hi everyone, David Adams here. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you a property that I've seen on the market for sale in Ruthin that I think would make a great buy-to-let investment. I'm going to be sharing with you my advice on how much this property would let out for in the current market. And I'm also going to be giving you some tips on EPCs and why, if you're a buy-to-let investor, it's super important to check out the energy rating on properties that you're looking at investing in and how we can safeguard ourselves against any further changes in legislation. So let's get straight to it. This is a two-bedroom apartment. It's on the Glassdeer estate in Ruthin. It's on Street Wennell. Offers over 90,000. It's been listed since the 10th of January with the big estate agency. So first thing I want to bring your attention to is it's actually been on the market longer than we think. So it was on the market last year from the 4th of May for the same price when there was a tenant in situ. So it looks like it was marketed last year with a tenant in, and now it's been relisted once the tenant's left, and it's been sold with vacant possession. So all I'm trying to say is it's been on longer than we may think. Second thing to bring your attention to, now, if you're a regular visitor to Rightmove, I know Rightmove is, I think, the second most popular website in the UK after Google. That might not be right, but it sounds right. Then you might not notice these things. So you might think, ooh, what's that extra bit of data? So if you use Google Chrome as your browser, these are Google Chrome extensions. So there are some really useful Google Chrome extensions for buy-to-let investors where it will scrape data off properties that are listed for rent in the same area, and it will come up with an algorithm for how much the property would let out for. It's also tells you price changes and what percentage price change, etc. Things that you don't get on the normal Rightmove site. So I use all of these. There are some paid for upgrades as well. I use all the free ones, to be honest. If you'd like me to share with you the names of these extensions and how to get them, if you're a buy-to-let investor, please reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to share them with you. I find them really useful for my job and helping our clients. So let's have a quick look at the photographs. I'm not going to dwell too long on these. I'm just going to flick through very, very quickly. I will put a link to the listing on the description for the video, so check out the full photographs. There's also a video that the agent has done, and there's also a floor plan. So check that out at your leisure. These are really good apartments, by the way. I've been in quite a few of these over the years myself as an agent. Really popular location, really popular with tenants. Next thing I'm going to show you, before I look at how much this property would rent out for, there's a really good website called Bricks and Logic. So if you're a buy-to-let investor, note that down. Check it out. What you can look at are heat maps for property prices and also rental prices. So what the sales market's doing, but also the rental market. And you can look at anything from 3 months, 12 months, 5 years, 3 years, 10 years even. So what I'm looking at is what rental prices have done over the last 5 years in this area. So on this road, you can see rental prices in the last 5 years have gone up by about 26%, which won't be a surprise to most people watching this. Rental prices have gone up quite substantially over the last few years. So how much would this property rent out for? So let's have a look at some comparables. These are some other apartments on the same address that have all been let in the last couple of years or so. So 675, this was a property in 2021, December 21, Street Wennell. Another one for 675 in February last year. This is the same flat. So this is the flat we're looking at the property for sale. This was listed to let last year in May for 650. And then another one here for 635. So in my opinion, in the current market, because we've seen a slight increase since last year to where we are today, we'd be looking at somewhere between £700 and £750 per calendar month for this property. So if we look at that as a rental yield, let's say we did it on a worst case scenario of £700 a month, based on a purchase of the asking price of 90,000, you'd be looking at a gross yield of 9.33%. Now, if we take that up to 750, you're actually looking at a 10% return gross yield. Now, there are obviously other costs just to factor into this before we start talking about mortgages and tax, etc. There is a service charge here of £166 per month, and there's also a ground rent, which is £350 per annum. So let's say we're working on the worst case scenario of this letting out for £700 a month, and then let's say you took £200 a month off as well, just factoring the service charge and the annual ground rent, before we start talking mortgages and tax, etc., like I said before. But it's still looking at a yield of 6.67%, which is still very, very good for this area. So, hope you enjoyed the video. If you'd like some further advice on this property or any buy-to-lets that you might have seen, please reach out to us. Please comment on the video. You can send us a direct message on Facebook, on Instagram. You can call our office. Please check us out if we can be of any help, and thank you for watching.